Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. This time I want to use the rough and tough geode form from MoldsandShapes again, and I want to do the blooming stone. This is what I did some videos ago and I really loved it. So I thought instead of the square rough and tough, I try the geode form. And I'm already starting here with my resin, and I mix some of the Psyche Gold Mica into my resin. I'm using here the Ultracast, and yeah, you cannot really see right now in the video that it's a golden shimmer or golden mica like Laura says, but it's really in there. So I'm pouring this along the edges just very gently so that not the whole bottom of my mold is filled with the clear resin, and I'm doing coaster by coaster. Now I have my brown mix because I wanted to go in shades of brown, and what I did, I used the Pigment Drops. I used yellow, red and blue to create a brown tone. You will see the Pigment Drops in a second here. And then I added just a little hint of black to my brown so that it's just this little hint darker. And this is my brown color, and I'm pouring this along the edge of my mold. I'm just following the edge. So I need to just about estimate how much I'm using, because I want to pour 2 coasters, so it's not always easy to see that you have 50-50. And I can already say to you that I probably used a little bit more brown on this one and on the other one a little bit less. But on the first one I used a little bit less white, and on the second one a little bit more. What I did also, I used here the Pigment Drop white, and I added a little bit of the espresso resin ink. The espresso resin ink is from Octopus, and I received of this color a tiny sample from Marion Richter. So thanks again, Marion. It's, I guess, almost a year ago we shared samples, and I added a little bit of a pearl mica into my resin, into my white, better said. So I wanted to tone down the white a little bit, and now I'm pouring the white along the edges on top of my brown color, like I'm doing with the blooming stone technique. And this technique is of course inspired by resincourses.com. Majka has a free YouTube tutorial of this pattern on her YouTube channel, and yeah, I love this pattern. But I have not yet achieved what she achieved, because she uses completely different resin. So now I'm filling up my mold with the clear resin, with the shimmer in there. I call it shimmer, but in fact it's the mica, the Psyche Gold. And then I just let the resin do its magic. Just quick with the torch, just to pop some bubbles which are on the surface. And then I can start pouring my second one, and the second coaster will be exactly the same. So again, I'm pouring my clear resin along the edges. Just very gently so that my bottom of the mold is not closing. Then I'm also adding the brown tone which I mixed. And I need to say, because Majka is using a fast curing and thick resin for this technique, I let the Ultracast sit a little bit so it got thicker. And yeah, so I'm reducing a little bit the working time as well for my pour. And I hope that I will get a similar result. It will be different than her result, but I'm still very happy about it anyway. So now along the edges with my stick, with the rest of the brown, because I want to use it. And then I can start using my white mix again. So my white is a lot more than it was in the first pour. That's what I already noticed, but you just cannot always estimate. And to be honest, I was too lazy to pour in 2 cups the white and to divide it so I have equally. But it's also nice to see, I think, you know, how different those patterns are coming out, are turning out when you just pour slightly a little bit different. And with resin art, you almost cannot achieve exactly the same pattern anyway. So now I'm filling up my mold again with my clear resin. Just make sure that I really fill them up so that it's also deep enough, because rough and tough molds, they are 1 or 2 centimeter deep. And yeah, I always try to fill them up to the rim so they have really the depth. So this is my clear resin done, and then I can show you a little time lapse how the resin is moving. And with this I'm already quite happy, but you can see that the first coaster I poured is different in color. It's not as white, it has more with the brown inside. So the second coaster is much more opaque, you see it there. But like I said, it's art, it's resin art, and it doesn't always need to be exactly the same. Anyway, this is now the next day, time for demolding, and I'm very curious. So this is the one with the less white, and that's the one with the less brown, I think. So just let's have a look. I'm very happy about the pattern at the back side, so that it's closed. And by the way, the glitter I used is the new chameleon glitter from Etter Art. I will link the exact name into my description box, but look at this. I really love this. I know that the pattern is not close to the center, but I actually never mind because it gives so much depth. And here you have more of the white in there, but I love this one as well. I love them both because you have those little like dots like Majka has, but with Majka they are really right to the center. I have more the web effect in the center. But for the blooming stone technique, I'm very happy. I also think that the glitter mixes very well or matches very well. And yeah, it's a grayish brown tone for my coasters, and they look rather natural, I think. So with this, I love and leave you again. And I hope to see you all for the video on Saturday, because there's going to be a collaboration with Sandra and with Marion. So yeah, stay tuned and hope to see you then. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.